Hello Blizzard fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Liquid TLO and PenetraTHOR on Overgrowth, the latter edition. This is part of a big replay pack that TLO sent me over Twitter rather, about a week ago. I really appreciate it, and this is Heart of the Swarm. In the top right of Overgrowth, the latter edition, we have the red Zerg player, Liquid TLO, also known as the Little One, because his big brother is the Big One. It's a really good name. He's really well known for creative strategies all through Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm and into Legacy of the Void. And he has a little Starcraft's Zerg logo around his hatchery. I approve. I love Starcrafts, and you should too. In the bottom left of Overgrowth, the latter edition, we have the blue Terran player. It is PenetraTHOR, representing Safe G. I don't know what that clan is, never heard of it, but I'm sure they're amazing. Obviously, TLO is from Team Liquid, as the Liquid beginning there indicates. We're going to go ahead and get the 15 hatch for Liquid TLO. Obviously, that's something you want to do against Terran players, especially in Heart of the Swarm, no big deal. Also good in Legacy of the Void, for those of you that are wondering. Looks like it's going to be a Reaper expand for our friend, the blue Terran player. I'm going to call him Thor. PenetraTHOR is a lot of syllables. 2 minute and 50 second. Good luck, have fun for both the players. A little bit late, but here comes the Reaper. Heading right on out. The answer for TLO is going to be trying. Ooh, this is a little bit late. Well, I guess the Reaper's a little bit out there too. Queen immediately being built. 4 sixlings on the way. That's what you need to deal with these Reapers. They are annoying, but they won't really kill you or put you back too much, as long as you follow the simple rules of keeping your lings on creep at all times, where they do have the speed benefit over a Reaper. So now watch this. The lings are waiting for their friends to pop out, but they'll chase this Reaper all the way to the edge of the creep and then back out again. They want to stay alive and wait for the queens to get in. A queen plus a couple of Zerglings is enough. Ooh, getting 1 kill, getting 2 kills actually. The Zerglings managing to stay on the creep, but still ending up dead. Combat drugs are going to kick in here and bring that Reaper back to full health in just about a few seconds. No big deal. He's just waiting for that to happen. We are producing queens. Obviously, no more lings in production, though. He might actually need these now that there are 2 Reapers, 3 Reapers, soon to be 1 more in production. This is actually pretty gutsy play from Thor, going for so many Reapers. A couple more hits. No, good micro. Means that this Reaper is going to stay alive a little bit longer, maybe than intended. The Queen tried to kill them, down to 63 health. So these guys swing back in. They could probably kill that Queen, especially with the aid of their bunny here. Behind this, we're expanding. We are very smart. Thor recognizes with these Reapers, slowlings do not have the ability to come harass his base at all. And I say that, oh man, making me look bad, TLO. Here come the lings. They're not going to get through that. They might actually kill the SCV that's building this command center, but no, not able to do it. Forcing all the Reapers back are these slowlings that somehow, some way got all across the map without Thor recognizing, forcing a cancel actually on that tech lab. I think it was a tech lab. I don't know, but here come the Reapers saying, you slowlings, you scamps. The command center did finish, but a couple SCVs have actually died. The 3 buddies come on in. They can kill Zerglings in maybe 4 hits, I think it is. I don't know, but here they come. But now they're delayed. See, now there are 2 queens here ready to go. We're actually getting a pretty early lair, I think, Liquid TLO is doing, but has an evolution chamber as well. Not really making use of it yet, and a Roach Warren. Maybe a +1 speed Roach attack is what we're planning on doing. Roach's Banelings, who knows. But here we go. Sniping things down, trying to allow those creep tumors to finish, and yes, does manage to do so. TLO does extend this creep a little bit farther than maybe Thor is comfortable doing, walling off a little bit with a Roach Warren. It's an easy scout, though, for these guys. So just 3 Reapers and a Hellion. What else is in production? Pretty much just macroing up now. We have Tech Labs going down. We have another command center. This is pretty much what it's going to be. So 2 Hellion, a 3 Reaper harassment. Going to try to kill what it can. Snipes down a creep tumor. Good pickup. Anytime you can do that, you're going to be very happy. Oh, gets the second one as well. Nicely done. But here's the wall. And there are 3 queens. Yeah, 3 queens, especially with transfuses that are not necessarily any available. There's one. There is actually one available to be used. Trying to burn down this creep tumor almost by accident, but nope. Gonna back out there. Again, 3 queens is enough to shoo this amount of units away. There are no reinforcements coming, although there is a Banshee up. A Banshee is going to come out of that starport. Cloak is on the way for that Banshee, going to make it much, much more difficult for TLO to deal with. I mean, he can make Spore Crawlers, no problem. He just really hasn't chosen to do so. He can also make an Overseer because he does have a lair, so that's pretty good stuff. Trying to push this creep out is really difficult right now. Oh, the Transfuse goes down, but one of the queens burns to death at these Hellions. Oh my goodness, these Hellions, actually none of them have died. None of the Reapers have died either. There is a spine crawler that's going to help a whole heck of a lot, but this creep spread has been pretty much entirely shut down by this harassment. This soft contain that is going on with Thor is going to be very difficult for TLO to deal with, at least until roaches come out. And you know what? He has a lot of roaches, so maybe he'll be okay. Getting glial reconstitution, getting burrow, actually, and +1 missile attack, as well as a couple spores. I'm not sure if he scouted this or not. He couldn't have seen the starport, because I don't think it was up when he was down here, but yeah, those guys running away. There's a huge group of roaches. The Banshee coming on in. Cloak is finished. It has enough for Cloak. But again, Spore Crawler here, pretty good, well positioned. One Queen can take out one Banshee. So this Banshee probably won't get a whole lot done, which is why she's flying out. She's going to try to take down these roaches from the air. Takes a lot of shots to kill a roach. They do have that +1 armor, but they really can't shoot back. So the Banshee can do what she can to harass all the way down. The Hellions trying to go home, trying to help with this. The SCVs are in a position to repair this. There are a couple Marauders inside that bunker. And is that actually enough? Is that enough to shoo away TLO? Maybe it is. Burrowing a roach here. I am not entirely sure if Thor sees this or not. I don't think he can see this. Nope. Probably can't. Ooh, roach going down. 2 Banshees do a lot better at killing roaches from the air than just one does. That is for sure. This might just be a scouting roach. I don't think if he popped up, he'd probably die fairly quickly. So, oh no! What happened? Oh, okay. I think that missile turret got created. It did have enough detection range to see that roach burrowed under the ground. And then all the Marauders took it out, because Marauders are great against roaches. These roaches that TLO made are a little bit useless right now, unfortunately. I mean, 58 to 52 Harvesters. He is up. He does have a 3rd base just about to be finished. These Banshees really want to attack something. They just don't know what quite yet. Overseer being morphed in. Obviously, you want to have that with Cloak Banshees out on the field. Oh, trying to plant a 3rd base. And this Overseer detects it immediately. So excellent, excellent scouting. The roaches are going to come and try to kill this before the response comes. And here come those roaches with that +1 missile attack. They do actually 18 damage per volley. Oh, is there a tank? There is a tank on that high ground. And that might be enough to scare the roach away. Burrowing 1. Again, burrowing 1, kind of splitting the roaches left, splitting the roaches up, and this guy's going to be your scout. So the burrow roach play hasn't been super effective for TLO. I can't imagine he's very happy about that, but the Banshee, again, sticking down 2 of them, maybe, what, 3 or 4 volleys? Oh, roach burrows. The shots hit, but actually don't do any damage because he's under the ground. I don't know if I've actually seen that before. Pretty crazy. 4th base now coming up for TLO, getting a Spire. Very nice. 7 mutas on the way. His macro is super well. Flyer attack 1, centrifugal hooks for banelings. So mutaling, baneling, roach is the order for the day for TLO. And yeah, just bio play basically. Combat shield, +1 armor, +1 infantry weapons, as well as marines, marauders, all that crazy stuff. Medevacs that Thor is going to want to have. Pretty big ball here. These Hellbats, man. That Hellbat upgrade for those Hellions. Hellions are not that great towards the mid game, but Hellbats, man, they pay for themselves. They are really good. So here we go. Moving on up with this group. This Banshee trying to take down this 4th base. Liquid TLO needs to hold this. He needs to hold this 4th base and keep it alive, because this 3rd base is up and running for Thor. And if he's on 3 base to 3 base against a Terran, he's not going to be a happy camper. Is he just letting this die? Does he know that there's an attack coming there? I don't know if he does. Here we go. This 4th base is going to be forced to be canceled. TLO says, you know what? Take the 4th base. I'm going to see what I can kill out here. Taking the Zelnaga watchtower and actually deciding to retreat because he sees everybody coming towards his 3rd base. If he loses his 3rd base, he's in a lot of trouble. Here we go. Big attack swinging on in. The Baneling hits are pretty good. Splits are not the best. Baneling's connecting on a lot of everything. Enough mutas in the air to clean up everything else on the ground, I think. Yeah. A lot of stuff going down. The Banshees in the air, not really being focused. There we go. Focused by the Mutalisks. All the Lings running out. The Roaches as well. All the Banshees have died and exploded. Their carcasses are on the ground. The retreat is in full for Thor right now. Trying to get a good angle. Again, the Lings wrapping around, trying to catch these Marauders so that the Roaches can do their damage. Everybody flying on in. Mutalisks, Lings, and Roaches just pushing the army back and back and back to the safety of this tank. Flying up, changing targets. I'm going to go for these buildings here. Is that a factory? Yes, it is a factory. Is TLO going to keep pushing here? Yes, he canceled a couple of banelings. I think he remade them. Again, big swing in. The Muta is going to try to snipe down this. Oh, they get the siege tank. Well played there. There are just a lot of Marines here. Get out of there, Mutas. You're going to die. And yes, does actually get out of there. Manages to save the 3rd base. Is replacing the 4th base. So TLO is doing this fairly well. More banelings come crashing in, though. Going to take out all of the Marines. Well played. All the Widowmines get cleaned up as well, but the Mutaflock is pretty darn slow. More and more Marines are being created. Can they actually? Yes, the DPS is enough to get through there. And there's the retreat here from TLO, sweeping around the right side, just doing a bit of a dance around the Zonlaga Watchtower and these plants. But in the end, I think he's not going to... Oh, the Overseer gets killed as well. Lings, Mutas, again, not maybe the best composition against this, but doing a lot better than I expected. It must be these upgrades that we have here. Getting surrounds, killing Marines left and right. The Mutas and Lings catching, reinforcing Marines. That's what you want to do. Don't attack that bunker, though. No, that's not something you want to do for sure. Swinging on in. Again, there are more Banelings. There's a missile turret here, though. That's enough to shoo away any number of Mutalisks, especially with that repair. But here we come again. Banelings rolling in. Oh, huge Baneling hits, catching all those Marauders, all those Marines. Mutaflot getting pretty good. This is a very economical build here by TLO. Oh, catching a lot of SCVs there in that explosion. The turret is gone. Look at TLO, just back and forth. Reinforcements coming all over the place, trying to snipe down medevacs. Can't quite do it. That's a big swell of Marines coming on up. But again, nothing is mining here for Thor, and I think that might be enough. Gonna force TLO to fly away, to retreat, but having done quite a bit of damage. Let's see, 92 Lings have been lost, though. Whoa! Killed 5 SCVs, 14 Marauders, 81 Marines have died. That's a big number of Marines. A tank, 5 Hellbats. So, okay, TLO doing pretty darn well here. 132 to 143 supply. Thor is ahead, but it is 74 to 64. Harvesters, we are actually up in count, base count as well for TLO. Getting some Spine Crawlers up here just for defense against any Hellion Hellbat run-bys. They're going to try to kill him. Taking a base at the gold here as well. TLO feels like he has Thor pinned in his base to a certain extent anyway. Still trying to get his army up. There's a Thor mixed in because PenetraTHOR is the name of the blue Terran player. So a single Thor mixed in with these Marines and these Marauders and these medevacs coming on up. Drilling Claws being, oh man, +3/+3 almost here. That's going to be massive for Thor. TLO needs to deal with that before that happens. Rolling in just again with his economic build. What is he doing? What is TLO doing with all of his money? Because again, he hasn't really had a big army at any point, but that's okay. Coming in, probably going to force a cancel on this gold base. Yep, there goes the cancel. The money comes back on in. These Mutalisks, again, are just catching, reinforcing Lings and Marauders, picking them up when they are one by one, when they're not in a giant clump. And this is actually some pretty effective play. It forces Thor all the way back. He says, I killed that gold base. I can probably afford to come back and defend my guys who are just coming across the map. 3-base Terran is really scary for Zerg players because it means you can pretty much consistently produce Marines and Marauders and medevacs off of those 3 bases for a really long time, and especially when they have their upgrades, they're some of the most cost-effective units in the game. So again, the Mutas are just really doing, they can't handle this whole giant army, but here comes the swell of Banelings that can, especially if they're on creep. Do not hit that Thor. The Thor wants to accept that damage. The Mutalisks are being really effective, though. I mean, this army could be a lot bigger, except for this harass that TLO is doing. We're picking up the Thors. And here we come. The Banelings are rolling on in. They're getting a good surround. They're bypassing the Thor, killing a lot of the bio. But the splits are good for Thor. And here comes the counterattack. This is what Terran know. When those Baneling hits go off, you can get in here and get a lot of damage done. The Spine Crawlers actually distracting a lot of the fire here. Baneling hits again, catching a lot of those Marines. Marines getting cleaned up by the rest of these Zerglings as well. Wow. Excellent work. All that's really left here is a Thor and a Marauder and a couple Marines. But again, those reinforcements are just getting cleaned up by the Mutas. The Mutas, looks like a lot of them have been taken down. The reinforcing Lings coming in. This is insane. Trying to catch what they can as well. The Widowmines, I think, are undetected at this point. That could be a massive hit. But look at these reinforcements. Again, they could just keep constantly streaming. As a Zerg player, this is so hard to deal with because these units are really strong, especially with that +3/+3. Mutalisks trying to snipe down individual units as they can, but I think this base might actually fall. More Mutas in production. More Lings in production, +3 Carapace and a melee attack on the way, as well as adrenal glands for those Zergs, or those Zerglings. So maybe TLO can handle this with those upgrades, with those extras. He's going to have Ultralisks. It's a good choice against this Marine-heavy composition, but coming on in across the map, again, these Marines, these Marauders, sniping down Overlords, a small group of Lings available, a small group of Banelings available, but that is it for TLO. He's trying to get that Ultralisk Cavern. He needs that T3. Here we come. The Lings swinging on in. The Banelings trying to find targets, but no, pretty good. A couple good hits, but I don't think it was necessarily enough. Yes, retreating again is TLO. try to get a full surround on these Marines, but that +3/+3 upgrade makes them so very, very strong. This third base is going to die, replanting another fourth base. Here's TLO, but that's it. TLO calls the GG and is defeated. PenetraTHOR is victorious. And I think that makes it 2 games where TLO is actually lost on my channel. So again, he has sent me, he has sent me a giant bunch of Heart of the Swarm replays. And so it contains both wins and losses. I do really appreciate that. So again, just knowing these are TLOs does not mean he's going to win every single one. So with that out of the way, this has been Falcon Paladin. Thank you so much for watching. This has been yet another daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, if you want to catch daily StarCraft 2 casts. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.